On gold. Let's go for gold. We reach for the stars. Thank you so much. It's such an honor to be on this program. I am so happy to be talking to King. And just to tell you a little bit more about myself, I have been a singer-songwriter for over 25 years in South Africa. My greatest achievement, I would say, is to be a mother of triplets. I absolutely adore my three beautiful girls. They've just turned 13 years old, so they are teenagers. In the last couple of years of my life, I've been using music to heal and to connect people and to inspire people and to motivate people, because I believe music opens the heart, and we can only heal when we allow ourselves to feel. And so for me, music is the most incredible medium to help us heal and connect with each other. It is also a language that everybody understands. I'm a life coach, I'm a healer, I'm a teacher, and I just absolutely love my life. Thank you for having me on Gold. So I was born in Omaruru, which is a very small, tiny little town in Namibia, southwest of Africa. And my father was still farming with my grandfather when I was born. But then soon after that, we moved to Windhoek, which is the capital of Namibia, and that's where I went to school. My mom was a primary school teacher. She taught the grade ones. And then my dad joined the police force, and he was all his life in the police, and my mom was a teacher. So very humbling, you know, how we were raised. We used to make music. My dad can play any instrument. He loves to play the guitar, and they used to sing together. My mom passed away about 8 years ago, and she was truly my best friend. I was very shy in school and a little teased because I think I was a bit odd. I wasn't the cool kid, and I was a bit strange. I think I was when I turned 30, my mom said, "You're finally there." I think I was born old. So I feel like I'm getting younger and younger and younger, but I felt like I was born old. I was a serious child and very intense, because I think I just felt so many things and saw so many things and heard so many things. I've got very special gifts, you know. I can hear what the normal ear can't hear. So for me, I kept very quiet and very to myself. And so I think it was a big surprise to people when I actually became a famous singer. I think nobody really expected me to shine. For me, my greatest challenge was to overcome my shyness and my scaredness. I was terrified of people. If I had to go on a stage and just say thank you very much, I would be in tears, because I was just so scared of people. But I was born with this voice. When I was 6 years old, I already sounded like an adult when I sang. And I often used to say to God, why did I get this voice? I don't feel like I have the personality to go with this voice. But it was such a great gift, because throughout my life, my voice taught me to connect with people, to reach out, to overcome my shyness, and to let go of my fears. And the fear was actually just to be rejected by people. And I think all of us have this fear. We just want to be loved and accepted by people. But I've learned that that doesn't come from the outside. So I spend most of my life working to achieve great success and great wealth. And after I have achieved all of this, I realized that none of that gives me joy and can satisfy my soul. And then I realized I am none of these things. I am not what I do for a living. I'm not what I have for a living. I'm not what I've achieved. I'm not even how I look. And when I started to peel off all these layers of what they teach us who we are, I finally got to the core of my being, of my essence. And I realized I'm the one thing we all so desperately long for, and that is love. And when I found that love within myself, and I learn and practice every day to love and accept myself just the way I am, for the first time, I wasn't afraid anymore. You see, our fear is because we still haven't connected with ourselves, and we still haven't learned to love and accept ourselves. It's because we need other people to love us and accept us and give us what we need. So I just go day by day, and I've practiced to give myself what I need. And self-love and self-acceptance is a journey. It's not a destination. You never get there because we are eternal beings. We are beings that continue forever and ever and ever. So for me, my greatest joy is just to focus on this moment and be present in this moment and just really love this moment, because this is all I have. So King, when I'm sitting here with you, I know this is all I have, this moment. And there is no accidents in the universe. And for you to be here in my home today is a great honor for me. And I treasure this moment, you know. So for me, I do my best to focus on now. Yes, I had to overcome a lot of challenges, you know. I always tell people, shyness has got nothing to do with being an introvert. Shyness is just being insecure in yourself yet. I am an introvert, but you can develop all sides of your brain. You can become an extrovert if needed, and I practice this. An introvert is someone who recharges when they are on their own, and an extrovert charges and feel energized between people. But we have the ability to truly develop all these skills. You can become an extrovert and balance it out. You can be a complete right brain artist, but you can develop your left brain. So for me, the exciting part about being a human being is that I can develop and overcome any challenge. Fear was a very big thing for me. I absolutely adore my father today. And I am now 49 years old. But until I was about 35 years old, I was terrified of my father. I honestly thought one day he's going to lose it so much that he might even kill me. And that was a real fear for me. And I think life has a wonderful way of teaching us things. I chose my dad. And I believe we choose our parents. I don't believe anything is by accident, you know. We have free will. We have all received free will. And when you get to a place where you learn, why did I choose this father? Why did I choose this mother? You know, that is an empowering feeling. But when you feel life is just happening to me, you know, I was just given this dad, I was just given this mother, you feel like a victim. And so I decided to say, okay, I chose my father, I chose my mother. Why did I choose this father that I'm so afraid of? And I realized today that because of him, I have become a strong, powerful woman. He has taught me to step into my power, to stand up for myself, you know. And today, after all these years, I've realized that the reason he was so scary is because he was also afraid. And when people are afraid, they can't be who they really are. Fear always takes us furthest away from who we are. And we are magnificent beings of love. We are sparks of God, you know. And God is within all of us. And when we become fearful, we go the opposite direction. And then we act ungodlike. You know, we hurt other people. And for me, the greatest key to this love, who I am, was forgiveness. And to forgive my father and to realize that he was also just hurting and he was just afraid. And today I have embraced him and we have the most beautiful relationship because of forgiveness. Now I could have gone out there and blame him all my life and be angry all my life, and I would have lost out on meeting the most amazing, kind, gentle man ever. And because I wanted to connect with him and understand why he was so angry, why he was so sad, why he was so afraid, I realized something very incredible. Every human being is me. I am my father. I am my mother. I am you. And what I love about you is what I love about myself. And what I resist in you is what I resist in me. So what I was resisting in my father just needed to heal in me. And what I loved about him is what I love in me. And when you go through life and you see every human being as you do your best to understand. You see, King, you came into my life just to introduce me to a part that I don't know about myself yet, you know? And so as I meet you and I meet new people, I get to know myself better and I get to connect with myself better. So I'm so thankful for every human being in my life, especially those who triggers me, especially those who treats me bad, especially those who judge me. Because those who judge me are only mirroring to me and showing me that I'm judging myself on some level. And so I thank all my beautiful teachers. I thank them for showing me the parts in me that needs healing, and for also showing me the beautiful parts in me. And this process has been such a wonderful journey for me, because now I don't see bad people anymore. I don't see judgmental people anymore. I don't see angry, fearful people anymore. I just see beautiful people, beautiful teachers. It's true, because you see, we have to be the change that we want. And you know, Gandhi said that. The way that you are experiencing the world, what you are currently seeing, if you are seeing illness, if you are seeing the COVID disease, if you're seeing unhappiness, poverty, it's because deep inside you, if you see lack and suffering, deep inside you, you believe in lack and suffering. Now I know when I say this, people are going to go, I don't agree with you. You know, you've had it easy. But I understand lack and I understand suffering, because I've had my own share of suffering and lack. My fears of how I'm going to look after my children. And these kind of things, we need to understand. They are our imagination. We create lack and suffering because we believe in it. Whatever you believe about yourself, about other people, about life, is going to create your reality. If you want to change your life, start by changing your thoughts. First of all, and your words. Be impeccable with your words. We need to speak love into the world. We need to think love into the world. You know, I believe that God's answer to us is always yes. It is always yes. But we have to be careful what we're asking. If we walk around saying, oh, life is so hard, the answer is yes. If we walk around and we say, life is amazing, it is incredible, the answer is yes. If I walk around and say, I am sick, the answer is yes. If I go around and I say, I am healthy, the answer is yes. Now, if we take all the wealth in the whole world and we divide it equally between all human beings, I believe that within 5 months, not even that long, 5% of humanity, of the world, will own it all again. Do you know why? Because only 5% of this world believes that they deserve it, that they are worthy of wealth, that they are worthy of health, that they are worthy. The rest believe that they have to work hard for it, they have to suffer for it, they have to fight for it. If you believe you have to fight for money or for your health or your wealth, that's what you're going to end up doing. If you believe you have to work hard, that's what you're going to have to do in the end. We need to start within. What we believe, we create. And that is one of the most incredible lessons I've learned in my life. I'm changing and only focusing on my thoughts. My thought process will create my reality. If I focus every day on being in gratitude, in thankfulness, and I live my day-to-day life, thank you for where I'm at, for what I have, more will come, more will come. It begins within you. You can change your life when you change your mind. So, my mom said that I was writing songs from the age of 3 years old. She was trying to teach me the nursery rhymes, but I always said, no, I want to make my own song. I want to sing my own song. And yes, my family were very musical. My dad played the guitar and he played the piano. But he never really taught me. So I was just watching him, and then I would go to my room and I'd try and figure it out on the guitar. But music is like breathing for me. It's truly part of my life. I've been singing all my life, from when I was very little. And it used to be my escape from my life. I remember every time I used to sing, I would escape the reality of what I'm in, and I go to some beautiful place in my mind, and I will just imagine I'm singing to thousands of people. Today, music is healing for me. I can feel that I'm drawn to come sit by my piano and just play some music so that it's soothing for my soul, for my body. And today I use music to assist people with healing. So it's not just beautiful songs, but I channel sounds. I tune in and I bring in beautiful frequencies and vibrations that actually assist people to release pain in their body and to heal. I do not think people truly understand the power of sound, frequencies and vibrations. And it is the medicine of the future, and I'm very thankful that I can use my voice to assist people in healing. When I started out in the music industry, I came to South Africa and I studied music. And I studied music at the Technikon of Pretoria, and it's currently called the Tshwane University. I wasn't so good at the theory, so it was a 3-year course, but I ended up doing it in 4 years, but at least I finished. And then my greatest challenge was to get somebody to believe in me that will take my music and record an album for me. I recorded my first album just before I turned 30. It was my greatest challenge to get someone to sign my music, because people told me, who will listen to this music? Because I had a very unique, different style. And they were saying, they don't know who they can sell this to. It's not pop music. What kind of music is this? You know, who can we sell this to? So finally, I released my very first album just before I turned 30, and it was an independent record label called Fresh Music. Mr. Benji Moody that heard my music, and this man was willing to take a gamble on me, and he loved what I did, and he signed my album. You know, you can't even enter the pop idols now when you're 30 because they say you've passed your sell-by date. So 30 is a late age in the music industry to be able to release your first album. And I thought it was never going to happen. I was almost going to give up. So something I want to tell people is that sometimes just before you give up, things change. But you have to believe in yourself, and you have to believe in your gift, and you have to believe in your talent, and you have to love what you do. And the determination to continue when everything and all the odds are against you, you just got to hold on to, I love what I do, and I believe in this, They took an experiment once of 13 people to see what caused them to be so successful. And they interviewed them, and they all had to write a testimonial. And each one of these 13 people, they come from different backgrounds completely. They said at one stage in their life, they had to take a risk. And to take a risk, you've got to have faith. You've got to have faith. You've got to have trust, either in you, believe in yourself, or something bigger than you, or in your product, or in your music. But if you do not have that faith, you will never be able to take a risk. So when I started out, for many years, I had to sing in the pubs and the restaurants like a background artist, and I had to carry my own speakers. These huge speakers, I have to carry them up on the stairs and set up, and at the end of the night, I have to pack, and then I get 300 or 400 rand for the whole evening singing, for people who's drunk. And finally I got this nice gig. I was singing in the 5-star hotels, so I was a background artist. I still have to take my little speakers, but the grand piano was there, but nobody will listen to you, so every night I had people coming up to me every night. Excuse me, ma'am, do you think you can maybe just sing a little bit softer because we can't hear ourselves speak at the table? One night a man came to me and he said, can I maybe just not sing and just play the piano? So for years, that was my life. But I didn't quit. And I loved my 5-star gig in the hotels because I got to sing my own music. And this is the risk I took. My friends were all making money. They were singing cover songs in the restaurants and in the pubs and for dancing. But I wanted to sing my own music. I wanted to sing the songs that I wrote, but nobody wanted to hear this. So in the 5-star hotels, I had the opportunity of I'll sing something known and then I'll sing something unknown. And some nights I will even just sit there and go, nobody's listening to me. It's just like, but nobody was listening to me. So I was just like making up songs in the moment, and then I was so scared. I used to hide in the toilet. Every break I would go to the toilet. The toilet was my best friend. That was my little office. I would go and hide there. And one night I was sitting in my office, and I was thinking, my life is going to be a toilet if I keep sitting here. I've got to get up and I've got to go out, and I've just got to reach out to someone. I've just got to just start talking to somebody. You know, I can't just sing and hide in the toilet, sing and hide in the toilet, you know. And I remember that day I got enough courage. I took a risk, because if you knew me back then, you'll know what a big thing it was for me. And I walked to the first table and I said, "Hi, I'm Nianell. Are you enjoying the music?" And they didn't kill me. They were kind and they were friendly. And soon I started to have more people coming to listen. And then there was a regular crowd that came to listen to me. And because this was international hotels, the Hilton, the Hyatt Hotel, and I played also in the Michelangelo. And so it was in the Michelangelo that I started getting a little group of people that was listening to me. And some of them had enough money and they loved my music. And one of these people, his name was Mr. Victor Richard. He gave me the money to make my first album, to record my first album. This would never have happened if I didn't have the courage to get out from that toilet and just go out and say hi to somebody. So you have to be able to take risks. Maybe that sounds like a small risk to you, but in my life I've taken many risks. I never sang the cover music. I believed in my music and I stick to it, and I kept doing it. I reached out to people. Every cent that I made, I put back into my own career, and I recorded all my albums. I own all my albums. I've paid for every single album except for my first album. That was paid by that beautiful, gentle man who believed in me. Although I'm very thankful for my father and Victor and Benji Moody, the person who gave me the greatest push in my life was my mother. And it was because, specifically when she died 8 years ago, for about 14 years of my life, I have closed my heart. And I was not living really, I was just surviving. And I wasn't feeling, I was numb. Because you see, it was not just the industry, it was life, but my life looked beautiful to the world. You know, I had the beautiful triplets, I had the beautiful husband, I had the successful career, I had the fame and everything, but inside I was alone, and I wasn't feeling and I wasn't happy. But I didn't even know this because I was so numb. Because here on planet Earth we learn to not feel. We become master of suppressing and ignoring and avoiding our feelings. And that is our guidance system here. When we are feeling happy and joyful, we are in alignment with God, with source energy. But when we are unhappy, we are out of alignment, you know. But we start lying to ourselves because we don't want to feel. The first time you get hurt, you close your heart and you don't want to ever feel that again. And so from now on, you'll never know if you are on your true path because you're not feeling. So you start making decisions with your mind, but your heart, and then you end up being 40, 42, and you go to bed at night and you think, I have everything, but I feel alone, and I feel so unsatisfied within myself. But that all changed when my mother died. When my mother died, my whole world was shook upside down. She was my best friend. In fact, she was my only friend at that stage. And because she died, I learned the value of friendship. I went out to make many friends. But when she died, it was like somebody took one of those, you know, those machines in the hospital when they shock your heart back to life. That's what happened to me when my mom died. Her death was such a shock to me that I had to open my heart and feel again. So my mother gave me the greatest gift. She helped me to feel again. And when I was feeling, truly feeling, I realized I'm not happy and something needs to change. And so I made big changes in my life, you know. First of all, I realized that my husband, my ex-husband, and we were not happy together. We were more like brother and sister, living like friends. We ran a great ship. We were good parents. We still are good parents. But there was no intimacy. There was no marriage, you know, and I was so alone and he was alone. So I often say that, you know, we got married with each other because of fear. We were afraid to be alone. And then we end up being afraid and alone. We got divorced because we loved each other, because we knew that each other deserves to be happy. So it was a great decision. It was a decision from love. You go and be happy, and I be happy. A lot of people say you have to stay together for the children. I disagree. I did not want to show my kids an example of two unhappy people suffering through life. I want to show my children that we have free will, we have decisions. And when I'm happy, only when I'm happy can I make my children happy. We cannot make other people happy when we are not happy. And so I realized I have to give this to myself. I've got to get to a place where I can feel joy, because the more joy I feel within myself, that is when I can truly give to other people. In fact, if you want to help this planet in any way, in any form, be happy. Your joy vibrates into the planet. It is not what you do, it is what you're feeling. Sometimes people help other people, but they resent helping them, or they're helping them because they feel guilty. Do you know what you're really giving to these people? You're giving them the resentment that you're feeling, and you're giving them the guilt that you're feeling. If you want to help people truly, help them from a place of joy. Help them from because you want to, because it makes you feel good. That's when you truly help people, you know. But what we don't understand is that there's energy. We are energetic beings. We are spiritual beings. We're not just physical beings, you know. And our energy, what we feel in ourselves, helps the planet. If we are joyful, if we are in gratitude, if we are happy, we help the planet. So can you see that my mom gave me the greatest gift? Because when she died, I started feeling again, and I realized how unhappy I was, and I realized that I am of no service to anybody. Even if I'm singing to thousands of people, I should be singing from a place of joy, from a place of love. And so I'm so thankful for my mom, because she taught me so much after she left. And that was the greatest push ever. It takes great courage to choose happiness for yourself, because we are being taught that we have to make other people happy, and that we have to sacrifice ourselves for other people. But when there's a sacrifice, it always goes hand in hand with resentment. And so, my friends, never sacrifice. Give because you want to. Love because you want to. Feel joy when you give. But if you feel resentment or guilt, rather stop and heal yourself before you fool yourself and say, I'm giving to everybody. So, my friend, we all have a story. We all have something that happened to us. And I personally love listening to the millions and millions of stories out there. And there are people who has experienced great lack, great suffering, and they've managed to take their story and turn it into a victory story. So one of the skills that I would like to teach you today that will help you take your story and change it into a victorious story is this. Number one, the first thing in life we need to remember is that we have free will. We all have free will. This is the greatest gift that we have received. Every single person have free will. The second thing is to know that you create your reality. Now, I told you, every thought you think is creating for you. So if you want to start changing your story into a story that you like, into a story that you love, first of all, start focusing on your thoughts. It's very challenging to have happy thoughts when life around you is not feeling good. So I want to tell you and share with you this little tip and this little skill that might help you. You know, before you come even to this beautiful earth, because you have free will, you get to choose the role players, your first two role players in your life, your mother and your father. Now, if you didn't have a mother or a father, you will have some other role player, maybe a caretaker, maybe a grandmother or a grandfather. I want you to just play this little game with me. There are three major roles that we play in this life. And the roles are perpetrator, victim, and savior. Now, these three roles, you will assign them to these first two caretakers in your life, either your mother or your father. And whichever role they play will leave one role for you. Now, I want you to know that these roles are not who you are, but you have chosen these roles so that they can teach you something. So for a moment, I just want you to close your eyes, and I want you to imagine your mom and your dad is standing in front of you, or the first two people that took care of you. It could even be a sister, or like I said, a grandmother. And I want you to assign one of these roles to them. Assign a role to your father. Maybe dad was away lots from home and he wasn't at home, and so he felt a little bit like you as a perpetrator. Maybe he was a real perpetrator. Maybe he beat you. Maybe he hurt you. And mom came across like a victim because dad's always gone, so mom is staying at home and she's just feeling like a victim. And then you end up feeling like you need to save her, so you play the role of savior. Now, it could be the other way around. Dad could be the savior and mom could be the perpetrator, and you could feel like the victim. Whichever way around it was, it's important to determine, how did it feel for you? Did you feel like a victim? Did you feel like you need to save everybody? Or did you feel like the perpetrator? Once you've established the roles, it's important to know which one you played. Say, for instance, you felt like you needed to save your mother or your father. Say you played the savior role. Here is the secret. Every role comes with a lesson. And once the lesson is learned, the role is done. You don't have to continue to play that role for the rest of your life. So if you were the savior, saviors need to learn to trust. Saviors want to save everybody because they don't trust. They have no faith. And so they want to protect everybody. They take responsibility for everybody. And it's because saviors don't trust. Saviors are always secretly waiting for someone to come and save them. Because they've saved everybody, they feel so resentful. They always go like, when is it my turn? When is somebody coming to save me? So savior, learn to save yourself. Everybody is responsible for themselves. You know, we are responsible for little children, to take care of them, give them food and shelter. But when they are 18 years old, they need to start taking care of themselves. And we are never responsible for anybody's happiness, because we can never make anyone happy. That is everybody's job for themselves. Saviors, learn to trust that God can take care of everybody, because there is a spark of God in everyone. Everyone has the power of God within them to save themselves. You know? Perpetrators. Perpetrators need to learn to forgive themselves. They have to learn self-control, and they have to learn to love and accept themselves just the way they are. Perpetrators are usually angry. They are hurt and they are angry, and angry and hurt people hurt other people. That's why they are perpetrators. So a perpetrator's lesson is to learn to love and accept themselves and to forgive themselves. And they also have to practice self-control. And finally, we have the victim. Now, we all will play all these roles in our lives. At some stage, you're going to feel like a savior. At some stage, you're going to feel like a perpetrator. But learn the lesson and let go of the role. The role does not define you. Let's get to victim. Victims need to learn to step into their power. They need to learn to stop blaming other people for where they're at. As long as you blame, you give your power to the people you are blaming. Take your power back. Take responsibility for your life. Start thinking thoughts. Focus on what you want and not on what you don't want. Because you, my friend, are a powerful creator. This energy of source flows through you all the time. And what you focus on is what you are creating. So if you are focusing on illness and on lack and on suffering, you are creating more of that. But if you are focusing on the good things in life, on everything that you want, you create more of that in your life. We need to stop blaming other people and take responsibility for our lives. You have the power within you to create anything you want to. Just believe it. So for me, I am extremely thankful for the COVID virus. I want to say to this virus, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for coming into our lives and for assisting us to stop and to go within and to be thankful for what we have and for truly coming to teach us how to trust that we will be okay, that we will always be okay, and that there is a power way beyond a COVID virus that is within each one of us. Therefore, we are no longer victims. We are powerful. I choose every single day to focus on health and on wealth, prosperity, love, joy, and peace. And that is what I create in my life. The COVID virus was a gift to all of us. Truly a gift, so that we could stop and go within. Learn to trust again. Learn to live with faith. Because all the great things in life comes from within. I believe that this virus helped us to stop chasing what we think is in the outside world and start going within, because that truly is where every treasure lies. And yes, I'm not saying I didn't feel the effect of it financially. I could also not work. But I learned to trust more. And the more I trust, miraculously, I was just receiving. So some months I didn't know where was the money going to come from. But I never doubt. I hold on to, I'm going to be okay. Everything is going to work out. And there's beautiful people out there in the world. You know, I think COVID has taught some of us to ask for help. We were so proud that we weren't, never want to ask for help. And there's always someone out there that will help you. I believe this virus has taught us how to receive. A lot of people had to be together in their homes, and they had to learn to live together peacefully. Yes, we can always focus on all the bad things that happened, but then we just create more of that. What you focus on. And all the birds are agreeing with me. What you focus on will grow, my friend. What you focus on will grow. So focus on what you want to grow. I want joy to grow on this planet. I want love to grow. I want unity to grow. I want us all to understand that we are each other and that we are never separate. We are all one. One beautiful humanity. Embrace that. Embrace that. I think COVID has been the greatest gift because it taught us how to unite and stand together. So, King, that's a wonderful question, because there is so many things in the world that makes me happy. And because I'm a coach and I'm a teacher, I can see how people are awakening. People are ready. People are eager to live. You know, when you lock people up for a little bit, they realize how important freedom is. And we have the free will to be who we are. And when that freedom is taken away, you know, we stand together and say, no, we have the right to be free. So I have seen people in the last couple of months awaken and stepping into their power. People have gone within, and I can see people are no longer fooled by the illusion that we have to achieve great success, that joy comes from money, that joy comes from success. I can see people realize now it is the simple things in life. It's truly the simple things in life that makes us happy. And when we as humanity can focus on those simple things, kindness, compassion, caring for each other, that's how we create a beautiful world. So I am so excited. I am truly so excited about the future. I think that we are heading for a new age, a golden age where we love each other, where we care for each other, where we have compassion for each other, where we can see ourselves in each other. So you're asking me, what do I wish will stop in the world? I think my answer is going to surprise you, because I believe everything is perfect as it is. I trust that everything that happens teaches us something. There can be a lot of people out there that's going to say, are you crazy? We want child molestation to stop. We want hunger to stop. We want violence to stop. We want crime to stop. But my friends, we as humanity have not yet learned how to unite with each other without those crises and without that chaos. Have you noticed that whenever there is chaos on the planet, humanity unites? These things will stop when we learn to unite without creating chaos. They will truly stop when we can unite. Can you see the purpose of the chaos, of the drama? It helps us to unite. It helps us to grow and become better people. If you can see the lesson in something, you can see the perfection in it. So King, can you understand why I don't want to change anything in the world? I believe it's perfect as it is, because we are all growing, expanding, ascending, and becoming more of who we are, because the world is exactly the way it should be. So as a mother of triplets, and these new, beautiful, wonderful energies that comes in.
A little bit? Yeah, okay, cool. Let's do that again.
So as a mother of triplets, what I love about the new children and the young ones, they come in with a very an energy of love and healing. I don't know if you've noticed it, but my children, for instance, when we go to the shop, they just want to buy plants and animals because they want to heal them. These children have access to all the information, and they have access to it very easily. So we are dealing with awakened souls, children that are a lot more awakened than us. And I believe that they are our teachers and we should watch them. What we can teach them, however, is just love. And we just need to embrace and love and accept them. If you think about any human being on this earth, we all just want to be loved. We all just want to be embraced. I've learned with my kids that if I try and control them, if I try and force my will on them, if I try and teach them anything, I basically just push them away. I have learned as a mother to just give my child, my children, my 3 beautiful girls, teenagers now, I give them the freedom to choose what it is that they want to become. I'm always here. I'm always holding space. But I don't live their lives. And I don't create their lives. And I trust that my children are awakened beings that will create a beautiful life for themselves. And the only way I can teach them anything is by my example. I have to be the person that I want them to become. So a book that has changed my life is a book called Conversations with God. It's written by Neale Donald Walsch. It's an incredible book. Someone gave me this book when I was 28 years old and it absolutely changed my life. I will highly recommend this book, Conversations with God by Neale Donald Walsch. And then there's Eckhart Tolle, The Power of One. It's an incredible book. It will change your life. There are so many amazing books out there. And I myself have written 2 books. My first book is called Knowing Who I Am. And I always joke and say, when you write a book called Knowing Who I Am, the universe will say, okay, let's see if you do know. But the book that I absolutely adore is my second book. It's a very thin, tiny little book, and it's called Life Simplified. And it's got beautiful jewels and little techniques and skills for you to simplify your life, because life is meant to be fun. It is supposed to be easy and effortlessly. And so in this book I've captured a couple of skills and techniques that you can apply in your life and simplify your life. It doesn't have to be complicated. It's supposed to be fun, and that's why I call it Life Simplified. So a quote that I have written many songs about is the quote, just be. You know, I believe that to be of the highest service to this planet, we need to be in the vibration of love, be in the vibration of joy. So I have written so many songs. Life's gift to me is just to be, because I think there's a part in me that, you know, wants to do and wants to do and wants to do. And I truly see that it's when I step back and I leave space for things just to happen, that they happen. It's when I'm pushing. So quotes that I go through during the day is, life's gift to me is just to be. Thy will be done. Because God within us have agreed with us. It is not some strange God's will up there. I have agreed to my life. I have chosen this life. And so thy will be done is the higher will within me be done. I'm always saying that. I'm always saying I'm willing. I'm willing to learn. I'm willing to grow. I'm willing to love. I'm willing to receive. I'm allowing. I'm embracing all that I am. Thank you for this beautiful day. Thank you. This is okay. This is okay. If something upsets me, I say, it's okay. Thank you. It's okay. Thank you. When we are in full acceptance of everything, you see, it's when we resist things that they stay. Only when we accept things do they go away. So I'm always encouraging myself, motivating myself, and inspiring myself to be in full acceptance of myself, others, this planet. It's when I understand, this need to understand things, it keeps us in resistance. When we just go, it's all perfect as it is. It's all perfect as it is. That is acceptance, that is trust. So currently I am putting together emit change workshops. And emit stands for educational, motivational, inspirational, and transformational. Each workshop is 4 hours long. It's online on Zoom, and I have recorded them. So there's a replay room. So if you miss the date, you can go back. You get a beautiful manual with a 4-hour recording and me teaching you the skills and the techniques in these workshops. Every workshop has a different title. There's parenting, there is overcoming fear, there is abundance is your divine right, there's a relationship course, there's attracting your most compatible partner course, there's a course on grief, and I have a life simplified workshop. So you see, I focus on the real things in life, and I teach skills and techniques that will assist you, and it's so affordable, and you can watch the replay room. So I have done 5 workshops, and there's 10. So by February, March next year, I will be done with the emit change workshops, educational, motivational, inspiration, and transformation. I've created another workshop called Connect. Connection, for me, everything is about connection. You can also get that online, and I also offer it live. So if you want to book me and bring me to your town or wherever you are, I come and I can actually teach this workshop. It's a 3-day workshop, and it helps people to overcome their challenges and become aware of what it is that they believe subconsciously that is creating their reality. You see, we need to understand and respect the subconscious mind. This is a very powerful mind. This is where we store beliefs from a core level, a genetic level, a history level, and a soul level. So we're not always conscious of it, but what you believe here will create your reality. So I teach you a skill to become aware of what it is that you believe subconsciously that might be blocking your success in your life. I'm also working on a new album that I will be releasing next year, and this album is called Shine. I believe we have to truly, truly shine. Each one of us have the ability to be the most beautiful, bright light on this planet, and fear takes us away from that. So I am writing the songs. I think there's going to be 13 original tracks on this album. So you've asked me in 5 years' time. In 5 years' time, my triplets, my girls, will actually matriculate. So they'll be finished with school, and they will go out in the world and study. So that's what's going to happen in 5 years' time with my children. My goal is to be the happiest, most fulfilled and satisfied human being that I can possibly be. You've asked me, what is my big goal on this planet? What would I like to leave people with? What would I like to leave behind as a legacy? So my goal would be to make every person in my presence feel loved and seen and noticed and heard. I would like for them to feel that they are important, that I value them, and that I absolutely treasure their beingness, and that I'm thankful that they are here. That is what I would like to leave behind. So for a long, long time, I used to think success would be when I am famous and I have won a lot of awards. And I have won a lot of awards. I thought if I have multi-platinum selling albums, writing a book, and I used to think having a lot of money and fame, that was success. And when I got all that success and I got all that fame, I realized that that doesn't make me feel successful. I always had this feeling, I'm not there yet, I'm not there yet, I'm not there yet. Then I realized, no. I think success is doing what you love. And then I felt very successful. I remember this moment very, 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 very clearly. I was still performing at the Michelangelo Hotel as a background artist, and I was watching all the people doing their meetings and working. And then I remember sitting there and I watched them and I thought, they're all dressed up in their suits and they look so serious and they didn't look happy to me. And in that moment, I thought, how lucky am I? I get to sit here for 4 hours in the evening and sing, and I love singing, and I get to write songs because no one's listening. I'm making them up, and then for a split second, I felt successful. I felt success is doing what you love, and I do what I love. So I felt this real success. And when you feel something, you bring more of it in. You first have to feel it before you can bring it in. This is why it's important. If you want to feel successful, you want to be more successful, you've got to feel it, you know. In that moment when I felt successful, I became more successful. But now, at the age of 49, if you ask me, what is success? Success is being present in this moment. I've realized that success is not a destination. It is not somewhere we have to get. It is this moment. It is this moment. And if I can be satisfied and fulfilled and happy in this moment, I am truly successful. So my wish for gold is to expand and expand and expand, because this world needs positive, absolute, inspirational messages. This world needs to hear the good things in life. It needs to focus on what it wants to grow, and gold does that. Thank you for inspiring us, for motivating us, and for making it possible for us to share our stories and help inspire the world. There was a stage in my life where I thought, what is an award? It doesn't mean anything, you know, it's just a thing that stands on a counter. And I didn't really honor the awards. But now, at my age now, I look back at all the awards that I have won. I have 2 South African Music Awards. You know, the thing is, I wasn't even there to receive it. I was doing a performance in Cape Town. But an award is when people say thank you to you. Thank you for the contribution that you have brought to the world. And so today, you see, I had to grow a little bit wiser, because now I can fully appreciate all the awards that I've won. And I want to say thank you for the people of South Africa and Namibia, everyone who has given me an award. I'm so truly, truly, truly thankful that you were thankful for what I had to offer. It is my great gift to you, and I want to thank you. So woman likes to have the last word. And all I would like to leave you with, my beautiful, beautiful friend, is that you are a magnificent being of light and love. Always remember who you are. You are not what you do, you're not what you have, you're not what you achieve. You are love. That love is within you. And it's impossible for you to ever, ever not be love. You are always connected to it, always a part of it. And you are always so very, very, very loved. So my beautiful friend, for you to achieve gold in your life, you have, first of all, you need to remember who you are. Remember that you are love and that you are part of love. When you remember who you are, only then, number 2, will you learn and practice to love and accept yourself just the way you are. And when you have learned to love and accept yourself just the way you are, only then will you allow yourself to receive everything that you desire. And once you have allowed yourself to receive and you are fully living a life in abundance, that is when you will shine. Know who you are, remember who you are. Practice loving and accepting that. Only when you get that right will you be able to receive. And then finally, you will be able to shine as the magnificent being that you are.